Finally, the day has come, guys, that I get the chance to drive the Abarth 595 Esseesse, and it is Esseesse. I asked Abarth, that's the right way to say it, not SS. Esseesse is the right name for this car. But I've flown, well, I didn't fly, I drove all the way to Geneva to see this car. I have seen it in the flesh a couple of times. I saw it at the Abarth HQ breakfast meet, but no one could drive it then. This is the first time that anybody has been allowed to drive the 595 SS. And I can finally get it out of my system because it's a car I'm so excited about. I love this car. The way this thing looks is just incredible. So let's jump in the car, and more importantly, it's a good chance for me to get back into a 595 because I just love driving these cars. They're so cool. So let's do it. Beyond the stunning looks of the new Abarth 595 Esseesse, what is it that makes this model special? It's Abarth's new flagship car, so it needs to deliver for them. The other highlight of the Esseesse is the fact that it comes with a mechanical LSD, so in theory it should power out of corners better. The first change is that the new Esseesse features an Akrapovic exhaust and a performance BMC air filter. The other addition is a slight change to the rear suspension. It uses Koni's selective dampening to enhance stability and handling. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I like this car a lot. What am I doing here? Don't need no more wipers. Let me turn you down, otherwise none of you will hear anything I have to say. I am back in my familiar place, the sabelt seats, although these ones say 70. And for those who are not familiar, the reason they say 70, if the badges haven't kind of given it away already, is the fact that actually now it is 70 years of Abarth. 70 years the brand has been going strong, producing cars, competing in rally championships, all the works. And today is the day when I get to drive the 595 Esseesse for the first time. Is it something super special? I think it is. I genuinely like this. I've not really been so excited about a car as I have the Esseesse. I think it's mainly because it's kind of like the ultimate spec 595. It technically does sit at the top of the tree now, so it is, you know, if you were to line everything up, the competizione sits below the SS. And there's probably a couple of reasons why, I guess. I think the most of it is probably the fact that there is so much carbon fiber in this car that's probably where the price has gone up. The other thing as well is that we've got an Akrapovic exhaust, which actually I've not actually had a chance to try this yet. Let's see, because one of the things nowadays, what happens with the new style exhausts is they work based on the valve system now. So the valve actually works. So when you push the sport button, it makes a difference. I'm not in sport at the moment, so I'll give it a rev. It sounds okay, I guess. That was a Giulio Quadrifoglio that just drove past there. In fact, let me park up and do it properly, because it's too windy otherwise. It's pretty good, isn't it? You can properly notice the difference. So if you really don't want to be too ASBO, you just turn off the sport mode. I like that. That's how it should have been a while ago. But anyway. So for those of you who don't know, and if you're new to the channel, this is the first video watching, make sure to subscribe for plenty of automotive content. I go on lots of press trips. I'm fortunate to drive very cool cars and meet very cool people. And today is one of those days, because today is an FCA driving day, where basically we get a chance to drive a whole load of cars, press cars. And this car is the main reason why I've come down today, because I really want to drive it. Yes, the hooligan is released. it. So it's 180 horsepower. It sits above the competizione, but it's still 180 horsepower. It's still a Garrett 1.446 turbo, which basically is a 1.4 litre turbocharged engine, delivers 0 to 60 in, God, what is it? 6.7 seconds. Fair enough. Good, yeah. Do you know what? This is the thing. 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, but no one cares. You don't care. Because, I mean, I just hooned around that corner there and I'm like, yeah, this is sick. I love it. Because that's what it's all about. These cars just make you smile. It's the reason I bought one. It's the reason I bought one, well, before I bought the 4C, but I bought one specifically because the way it made me feel when I drove it and the smiles per mile I got from it. So yeah, so the first time, so I think this is the first Esseesse in the country. Obviously, well, it would be because it's a press car. But I mean, interior wise, let's kind of talk about it. So one of the things that I've not really kind of noticed too much prior to today is actually quite how large the steering wheels are on the 595. I think when you own one, you kind of just get used to it, but they are quite large steering wheels. But actually, I don't really mind because it feels good. It's a lovely kind of carbon fibre and Alcantara steering wheel. And there's a lot of kind of feedback through the wheel as well. It's obviously power steering, but you do feel a lot. But it does feel good when you're gonna throw it in there. It's nowhere near as sharp or direct as anything like something like a Giulia of some sort, where they've absolutely nailed the steering. I think that's probably one of the best steerings out there. But from a 595 perspective, it's cool, man. That's what this is. It's cool. It is. It's, you know what it is? It unleashes the rebel inside you. You just want to keep making these silly loud noises from the Akrapovic exhaust. I think nowadays that, you know, because all the newer 595s, the exhaust opens up with the sport button on. I don't think you'll find many owners that will be running this car outside of sport mode. I know I wouldn't. And of course, manual gearbox, still 5 gears, is what it is. But that feeling you get from changing gears, it's superb, it's superb. So obviously you've got the sabelt seats in the 595 SS, and what I'm going to do, I'm not going to make this video too in-depth, because what I'll probably end up doing is getting a hold of one of these from Abarth UK for a bit longer, because with these kind of days you don't really have as much time as you would like. So for example, there's not many cool fancy cinematic shots, there's not many great outside driving shots, camera positions are a bit hit and miss, but I wanted to bring you guys a video of the first drive of this car because it's pretty much just been released. But from an interior perspective, I love the sabelts. I think the sabelts are wicked, and I think they look even better now with the 70th anniversary embroidery. Now, I know I used to kind of moan quite a lot about the seating positions on these cars, but actually they're not that bad. They're not that bad. I think, like, you know, they're comfortable seats for me. I think they're comfy. Like, some people are like, no, these are, they're far too, you know, they hug you far too much, and if you've got a bit of timber either side of you, you'll feel that folding round, but it's doing its job. The purpose of the sabelt seats are to hold you in position, and when you have a car that is kind of top of the range, that's exactly what you want, because you will be punching a bit of power out of it. And no, it is a quick car. Don't get it twisted. It's a nippy car. 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds may not necessarily sound like the quickest thing in the world, but again, it's the way you feel, and definitely you do feel you're very connected with this car. What about the price now? Still don't know the exact price, but what we are being led to believe is that the car will cost more than 25 grand, I think. Don't quote me. There's still nothing official. It still says here, to be announced. So I can't give you an actual price. But I think, so if you were to say 595 SS or 595 Comp, what would you have? Me? This all day long. All day long. Now, obviously, you've got things such as the carbon buckets in this, which that in itself is just glorious. But you also have the Campovolo paint with the white Super Sports. With the white Super Sports, which makes such a difference. Go around this guy? Yeah, why not? There you go. And it's quick. I've just overtaken a Civic Type R and a bus or a lorry. And against the Campovolo grey, it just works. It works so well. I think a lot of people are going to like this car. I think it's going to sell really, really well. And I cannot wait to spend more time in it. And actually, for me, having a 595 before I bought the A45 and now the 4C, having one of these cars, just, it's a nice bit of nostalgia to get into one and just remind myself of why I bought one in the first place. So there it is, guys. That is the first drive of the Abarth 595 Esseesse. And what a beautiful location here we are up in the Cotswolds. You can see the views are insane. But yeah, I mean, this car, first impressions, I love it. I think it's probably the best 595 that they've built. Obviously 695, you look into Biposto well, but from a 595, and I'm glad they've called it a 595, because it would wind me up a little bit if they called it a 695, because it's not. It definitely is the top of the range 595 for me. I think for me, the Biposto is still king of the 695. But anyway, guys, my name is Stef. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.